Good morning and welcome to today's 3AA semifinal matchup from Rice-Eccles Stadium featuring the Thunder of Desert Hills and the defending state champion Dixie Flyers. Glad to be with you, everyone, here on a chilly morning here in Salt Lake City. I am Travis Brunstead, happy to bring you all of today's action between these two squads that are quite familiar with each other. They have played earlier this year. Their matchup earlier this year, I think, going to be much different than what we'll see today, as Dixie came away with a 27-7 victory in that first matchup. But again, that matchup was several weeks ago. In fact, it took place on the 4th of October. So you're looking at roughly a month and a half ago, and a lot can change in the game of football when you put that much separation between two meetings. So both teams are coming in pretty confident, both coming off obviously successful victories last week. Desert Hills put down Stansbury 31-14 last week, and the story was really all about what happened on the ground for Desert Hills. It was their running attack that made the difference. Bridger Cowden, the leading rusher for the Thunder, 27 carries and 133 yards. And not to be outdone, the quarterback, Nick Wormsley, had 17 carries for 98 yards of his own. So, you know, virtually speaking, you're talking about 200-yard rushers in that matchup. Of course, Stansbury, a lot weaker than they were in the earlier portion of the year, as they were missing their starting quarterback. But nonetheless, Desert Hills able to head up to Stansbury and pull out the victory, their second victory over the Stallions this year as well. As for Dixie, got off to a slow start last week. It was actually tied at 14 in the matchup between Dixie and the visiting Cedar Redmen, but it was all Dixie in the second half, scoring 31 points and pulling out a 45-14 victory. You know, a little bit of Dixie's very good at mixing things up. I've seen them on several occasions this year, and they've got a lot of talented players on the offensive side of the ball. Ammon Takau, not a flashy game, but very effective last week. 9 of 15 for 147 yards and 3 touchdowns. And they balanced that with, you know, some decent run production. The leading rusher last week, Drew Batchelor, who, if you're not familiar, is the talented wide receiver for the Flyers, but had some big plays in the running game last week as well, not to mention having a couple of catches also in that ball game. But in that passing game, they have a lot of weapons. Drew Batchelor, probably the main guy that you key on, a very explosive player, capable of breaking a big play at virtually any moment. But they also have Tanner Webster, Andy Appel, Lucas Hildebrandt, so a lot of weapons in that passing game for the Flyers. So we'll see how differently that shakes out, as I said, compared to the meeting earlier this year, where it was really all Dixie and a balanced attack as well. So we'll see how it plays out. Now, you know, you talk about the variables in each given matchup, and one variable that these two squads didn't have in their earlier meeting, and certainly did not come to play probably the entire season for these two squads, maybe Desert Hills a little bit last week, but is weather. It is significantly colder up here in Salt Lake. We've had kind of a rain-snow mix for a good portion of the morning. I think I had about an inch of snow on my car this morning when I headed over to the stadium, whereas, you know, yesterday in St. George, it was about 70 degrees. So it's always interesting to see how the players adapt to those things. Now, for Coach Monkers, that's probably old hat. If you're not aware, the head coach of Dixie, it's not his first gig as a head coach. He coached for several years at Fremont, where snow is certainly not a foreign substance. So he may have a certain mindset in getting his players to deal with the weather. So we'll see how it all transpires weather-wise. But, you know, some players not familiar with this cold weather at this particular junction of the year might also, you know, not be quite, how would you put it? It might be a little more stiff, the cold weather isn't always as friendly to your joints as you'd like it to be. So we'll see if stretching and things come into play. And certainly on a big stage like you have here at Rice-Eccles Stadium, sometimes we see teams get a little nervous to start things out. Now, Dixie, they've been here before. They are the defending state champions, having won up here last year, so a significant portion of their players, it's not going to be as big of a thing. Desert Hills has made trips up here before. They did play in the 3A championship game just a couple of years ago against Hurricane, but long enough that I think your significant players for the Thunder were not a big part of that group. So we'll see how the stage affects things as well, but certainly going to be an exciting football game, I think. These two teams familiar with each other. For Coach Frankie of Desert Hills, it's his second season at the helm of the Thunder, and Coach Monkers has beaten him in both of their matchups in those 2 seasons. So Dixie comes in confident, not having lost since the preseason. They won every one of their region games and have been on a hot streak. Their losses early in the year to larger schools. They lost by only a point to Springville, and they did lose to a 5A Riverton team that proved to be fairly formidable in 5A as well. So, but they do have a 9-game winning streak, or excuse me, an 8-game winning streak. So that's nothing to sneeze at. Desert Hills comes in with a 4-game winning streak of their own. So Desert Hills having lost to both Dixie this year and also Pineview, who congratulations to the Panthers on a huge victory yesterday. One of the best high school football games I think you could have seen. With a minute and a half to go, Juan Diego with an 8-point lead. Pineview pulls out a miraculous touchdown with just 1 second left, went for 2, was able to convert, and then after Juan Diego went 4 and out, Pineview was able to cash in with a touchdown to seal the victory and secure an all-South championship game. The only thing left to question is just who Pineview will play. So Pineview, as we said, successful in their matchup with Desert Hills. Dixie, however, defeated Pineview. And in that game, it was 21-17, so a fairly competitive game. So we'll see how it shakes out for next week. But nonetheless, we're looking forward to an exciting game today. If it's anything like yesterday, there may be some heart problems involved with some of you, but we'll certainly try to appropriate the drama. But we do want to say before we start, we have some terrific sponsors who've enabled us to bring you today's game. So we want to give them a quick thank you, and that being Team D Auto Sales, Hinton Burdick CPAs, State Bank of Southern Utah, Brad Haar, Attorney at Law, Robert Prince, DDS, Supermarket Cheeks, Stevens Henniger College, and USU Eastern. So we want to give them a little pregame thank you and shout out, if you will. And you'll be hearing much more about them throughout our broadcast today. So look forward to talking a little bit about them and the opportunities that they afford. And we'll bring up Scaluzza as well, which is our home site, and the opportunities and benefits that they can bring to your school, earning money for your school while utilizing the website. So we'll be able to talk about that a little bit as we go too. But we're getting set here as we're nearing kickoff. Gotcha. Dealing with a couple of last-minute technical questions here, but getting set nonetheless as both squads are on the field. Well, they're on the sidelines, I should say, but getting ready to take the field. I think we'll be, I assume we're having a national anthem here, so.
Proud sponsors of the UHSAA. This semifinal game features the Desert
We do have someone on the field preparing for the national anthem, so I will be silenced while she performs her rendition of the anthem. So, after some microphone issues, the poor young lady singing the anthem came through about halfway through the song, right as the Rockets' red glare was transpiring, but did a nice job for what we heard of it anyway, so hopefully that's not an omen to an awkward start for our football game as well, but should be a lot of fun. We are certainly looking forward to this football game today, so glad to have you with us, and hopefully we won't freeze to death, myself and my producer Aaron up here. It's nice and chilly. We have several layers on, but but you know what? We're dedicated to our craft, so there you go. So Desert Hills will be kicking off, and the Flyers will start with the first offensive possession of the game. So we'll see what this Flyer offense can do right off the bat. And as I mentioned earlier, it's always interesting to see if there's jitters early on. Drew Batchelor back deep for the Flyers. He is generally the return man. And here's the kick. Taken deep at the 10, up across the 15. A nice move getting across the 20 and out to about the 27-yard line, where it'll be first down for the Flyers. So both squads on the field. Dixie runs a spread, if you are not familiar. And they're set to start. Here's a fake to Joseph Takau, and Ammon Takau, the Dixie quarterback, keeps it on the read option and gets back to the line of scrimmage, no good. So, yes, the starting tailback and quarterback are brothers, Ammon and Joseph Takau, and they are kind of much of the genesis of how this Flyer offense runs. And on second down, again, not much there. Got to wonder if, again, those jitters are coming into play. So 3rd and 9. And this high-powered Dixie offense off to a little bit of a slow start. But again, I think we might see a little bit of a slow first quarter to start things out, and we'll slowly build from there. But a 5-receiver set here on third down. Emin Takau out of the gun. Takes the snap. It's clean. Looking. Pressure in the backfield. He throws. It is caught. And out to the 31, 32-yard line is where they mark it. So it'll be fourth down. And the first punting situation of the game, as it's 4th and 4. So a quick 3 and out. And a punt. Dribbles at the about the 38, keeps rolling inside the 35, and takes a nice roll down to the 22. So that's where the Thunder will start things off. We'll see if they have a little bit better luck here early on. So the Thunder, again, coming in with just 2 losses on the season. Both of these squads have the same record, but again, the big difference between these two, you might say, is that Dixie pulled out the earlier matchup this year. Desert Hills on first down, run out to the left-hand side, pickup of about 4. Hildebrandt on the tackle. So 2nd and 8. Again, glad to have you with us here from Rice-Eccles Stadium. Second down, a spread offense with 2 men in the backfield for the Thunder. Walmsley on the keeper, and he only picks up a couple. In fact, I think he was actually brought down at the line of scrimmage is where they're going to mark him down. So it'll stay 3rd and 8 for the Thunder. Both offenses struggling early on. And again, as I said, it's those nerves that play a huge part in these games. And I am very curious, and it would be interesting to pick their brains on the cold as well. But out of the gun, Walmsley back to pass, looking, pressure in the backfield, and a big sack for the Flyers. So great job on the sack. And 4th down, and after a huge loss, 4th and 19. So a tough break. Well, I shouldn't say a tough break, but certainly a breakdown in the blocking for the Thunder. And the Thunder wind up needing to punt. It's Pulsifer on the sack, and he got great penetration through that line. A high punt. Fair catch signaled and fumbled. And did Dixie jump back on it? No, Desert Hills gets it back. Wow. So our first turnover of the ball game goes into the hands of the Thunder, and an uncharacteristic mistake by Batchelor on the fair catch. Again, it was and you got to wonder how hard that ball is in this cold weather, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what the call is. They say false start. So that's actually a huge break for Dixie, negating the fumbled punt recovery attempt. Wow. Huge turn of events there. Always dramatic. And nobody is more happy about that call than Drew Batchelor. So he'll get another crack at things on the return side. And I'm guessing he's going to concentrate like he's never concentrated before after that last play. So punting from midway in their own end zone. It bounces at the 44 and rolls up to the 43. So Dixie, with a huge break, winds up being able to take over on offense. So I want to give a shout out to Dr. Robert Prince. He's a terrific orthodontist, one that certainly gives everyone at your particular school something to smile about. His office located at 754 South Main Street in St. George. Give him a call for a free consultation and to find out how easy and affordable it is to straighten your smile. Thank you to Dr. Prince. So a penalty on the Flyers. It's going to move them back. They started with terrific field position, so it would seem, in Desert Hills territory, but now they're moved back to their own 42, where they will start 1st and 10. Just about a little over 3.5 minutes into our football game here, and a jump on the line. Offsides is the signal from the side judge, so Dixie will get some of that yardage back the easy way as it's moved up to the 47. So it'll be 1st and 5 for the Flyers. Out of the gun, a 5-receiver set with Batchelor. They fake the reverse to him. Takao looks deep. Good coverage. Just a little bit overthrown to his intended receiver. Aitken on was the intended receiver. It was actually pretty good coverage by Desert Hills. And Takao threw it deep, didn't really have him open, but did throw it far enough that it at least fell incomplete and not in position to be intercepted either. So 2nd and 5. Takao with a horrible snap, and he's going to fall on it at the 30, and that's going to be a huge loss for the Flyers. So it's going to wind up being now 3rd and 22 after the huge miscue. And curious to see what Dixie does here. Do they throw it deep? Do they do something conservative to set up for a better punt situation? We shall see, but it is a 5-receiver set once again. 3 to the right, 2 to the left. Batchelor in motion, and they do the read option, and Takao is taken down. And he'll lose a couple more, so 4th down and 24, and despite Dixie being kind of bailed out of disaster on the fumbled punt, which was negated by the penalty, they have a disastrous series. Mostly the treacherous snap there on 2nd down that caused them to lose about 17 yards. And Dixie forced to punt, and it takes a terrific bounce. It's touched by a Thunder player, and the Flyers fall on it. A huge break, and the Dixie Flyers will get the ball in the red zone after the miscue. So both squads now with big errors in the special teams game. Dixie got a fortunate break and was able to kind of get bailed out, but no such luck for Desert Hills, and now Dixie takes over in terrific scoring position. And if you're Coach Monkers, you've got to be thrilled with the fortune that you've fallen into there. So 1st and 10 from the 16-yard line for the Flyers. Ammon Takao gives it to Joseph Takao, trying to find a hole, and not much there. He picks up about a yard. So Dixie struggling to find much going in the run game, really struggling to find much going on their offense at all at this point. So Desert Hills, I think many would say the strength of their team is their defense, and they are certainly stout with what they're able to do defensively, and we've seen nothing to call that into question thus far in our first quarter here. Ammon Takau back to pass. Pump fake, and he is decked. So big hit there. A little tough to see these numbers for Desert Hills, as they're wearing white with that gold numbering, but Sil Bundy getting the sack for the Thunder. So huge play here now, 3rd and 16. And can the Flyers overcome what's been a struggling offense thus far? They throw towards the end zone, and out of reach for the intended receiver.
Covered by number 21, Jacob
Gabriel on the coverage there. So 4th down, and the Flyer offense stays on the field. Dixie's kicking game has struggled at times this year. So they keep Miles Barker on the sideline for the time being, but a timeout is taken by the Flyers. So that gives us a chance quick to give a shout out to one of our terrific sponsors, USU Eastern. Great campus down in Price. We've actually had some friends who have their daughter being recruited for volleyball down there, and they were blown away at just how beautiful the campus is. They have the lowest tuition cost in the state of Utah and ranked in the top 3 schools in the nation for their success rate. Pretty impressive. You can't really argue with that. USU Eastern is a school that prepares you for the future. Go to usueastern.edu to learn more, and you will not be disappointed. So thanks to USU Eastern. Following a timeout by the Dixie Flyers. We'll see if they've changed their mind, and it does look like Barker is on, and they are going to line up a field goal attempt. I did watch him in pregame, and he was pretty steady in his kicks, so we'll see. This one will be about a 39-yard field goal from the left hash mark. We'll see if the Flyers are able to put some points on the board after that crucial turnover. High snap. The kick is no good. It is well short. And a Flyer is slow to get up. I believe that was the holder. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Desert Hills, and a huge break there for the Thunder. Both teams have kind of been bailed out on their on their turnovers here early on. So Thunder, 1st and 10. Here's a handoff up the gut across the 25 out to the 26-yard line. So it'll be 2nd and 4 for the Thunder. Again, glad to have you with us as we seek to find out just who's going to play those mighty Pineview Panthers who won in yesterday's game next week. Handoff, left-hand side, nice hole getting across the 30 to the 31. And that'll be enough for a 1st down for the Thunder. Again, I apologize. I'm having trouble seeing the numbers. From our position, it is difficult to see them with the gold numbers on the white jerseys. Keeper by Walmsley. And he takes it up to the 37-yard line. So a nice 7-yard carry, and the Thunder offense showing some signs of life here. You got to feel like they have a little bit of momentum after that missed field goal. A lot of ups and downs early on for a scoreless game. Out of the gun, and a fumble in the backfield. Desert Hills able to fall on it, but they're going to lose a couple of yards. So 3rd and 5, maybe 6. I guess you'd call it a long 5. But a 3rd down nonetheless, and we'll see if they're able to cash in on another 1st down here. 3.5 minutes left here in the 1st quarter of play. Out of the gun. Handoff right-hand side. Hole, but a flag comes down. It's enough for a 1st down, but kind of in that area where you would call holding. And that is the indication. So a break for the Flyers. And the Thunder will be moved back 10 yards from the spot of the foul. So we'll see where they mark it at. So they'll put it down at the 24. So that'll make it 3rd and 17. So a much different scenario here. Walmsley, a decent passer, threw for about 1,300 yards in the regular season, about 50% with 7 touchdown passes. So, but again, they like to keep it on the ground. So 3rd and 17, not their favorite scenario. A bubble screen, and it is read beautifully by the Flyers. Immediately taken down at the 20. So Hoganson with the tackle. Or excuse me, Hoganson was the receiver. So out to the 21 now, and it'll be 4th down and 20. Clearly a punting situation from deep in their own territory here. So Dixie theoretically should get good field position once again with Drew Batchelor back at his own 48 to receive. Clean snap, another high punt. Decent distance, but a great bounce, and it'll roll out of bounds at the 39-yard line, where the Flyers will take over once again. Want to give a shout out to our friends over at Supermarket Cheeks, a fantastic sponsor here. The great thing about Supermarket Cheeks, they are a grocery delivery service. They're able to bring groceries to you at your beck and call. Give them a call at 668-9707 and talk with Jeff, a good guy. And that's a pretty solid little business, so thank you to Supermarket Cheeks. Pass in the flat is complete at the 40, squeezing ahead, gets about 3.5 yards. Appel brings in the ball. Didn't have a lot of room, but got positive yardage, which, considering how Dixie's first quarter's gone thus far, I think they'll take that. Another bubble screen, not a good pass, and incomplete. Thrown high, and on those bubble screens, you got to put it right in the old breadbasket if you hope to get anything done. But even then, the blocking was not set up well out in that flat, so the play blown up, and it'll be 3rd down and 7 from the 43. Ammon Takau with 5 receivers. Had a lot of empty backfield sets thus far. And another bubble screen, their 3rd one in a row. Appel with the catch, but it will be 4th down. So 4th and 3 and another punting situation. So it's been either punt fest or turnover fest here in the first quarter. So we near a minute left. Some last minute changes on that Dixie line. Hoganson back to receive the kick. Here is the punt. And it's sent all the way back. It goes off of his hands. He's inside the 5 trying to make something happen. Gets across the 5, across the 10, and out of bounds at about the 15-yard line. So very nearly a disaster. And you got to think that, you know, in these kick situations that the return men on both sides are having a hard time with what it's got to be a somewhat frozen football. I can only assume that that's the problem here. So 1st and 10 for the Thunder. So from the 15, out of the gun, high snap, handoff, read beautifully in the backfield, and quickly taken down. Want to quickly say thank you to Stevens Henniger College, the newest resource for education in southern Utah. As you can see there on your screen, give them a call at 435-868-3289. That is Stevens Henniger Business College, proud to bring you today's action here from Rice-Eccles Stadium as we wind down the first quarter. We'll see if they get a playoff before we're done. And the back started to move before the snap. So we'll take a break here and be right back from Rice-Eccles. No score after 1 period of play. The holidays will soon be upon us. With all the stress that comes, why would you want to add to the stress of doing your own payroll, bookkeeping, or even year-end tax planning? Come to the accounting firm of Hinton Burdick CPAs and Advisors and let them help you. Hinton Burdick CPAs and Advisors offices are conveniently located in St. George, Cedar City, Mesquite, Richfield, Hurricane, and Flagstaff. Even though Hinton Burdick has over 100 professionals, including 47 CPAs on staff, they are dedicated to giving you the individual care you expect and deserve. If you need a job done right away, they have the staff to make it happen. The CPAs at Hinton Burdick understand all aspects of tax law and are devoted to giving you superior service. Hinton Burdick also provides the added benefit of local owners who are available year-round. Let Hinton Burdick serve your payroll, bookkeeping, and tax needs to allow you to focus on what you do best. Back with you for quarter number 2 of action here at Rice-Eccles Stadium. No score after 1 quarter of play between the Thunder of Desert Hills and the Dixie Flyers. Kind of an interesting first quarter. Not much going on offensively for either side. So 2nd down and 11 for the Thunder. Handoff up the gut. Not much going on. It's Walmsley up to the 18-yard line. So it'll be 3rd down. 3rd and 6. From deep inside their own territory, and if you're Desert Hills, you at least want to give yourself a little bit more room if you don't pick up the 1st down to play the field position game. Here's a keeper, left-hand side, going to be shy of the 1st down, though. So Walmsley on the keeper. Tanner on the tackle, and it is 4th and 3. And once again, Desert Hills will have to punt. Not a lot of success on any drive, even if you missed that first quarter. Dixie even recovered a fumbled punt return attempt by Desert Hills. They recovered at the 16-yard line, but were unable to cash in as they got pushed back and missed a field goal. That's really been the only decent look at a score we've had in this game thus far. Punt bounces at the 45, keeps rolling, and it's going to stop at about the 40-yard line. So 1st and 10 for Dixie. Used to seeing this high-powered offense being able to move the ball pretty well, but this Desert Hills defense has been stout. So Eamon Takau out of the gun. Batchelor comes up into the backfield and play action. Little pass in the flat, some open space across the 50, the 40, and knocked out of bounds at the 37-yard line. So Dixie able to pick up a 1st and 10 on a terrific little play there. By Jaden Harrison. Harrison we saw actually in the last game of the regular season played a little quarterback as well. He is the backup quarterback to Takau, and a flag thrown in as there was some movement at the line, and it's going to be a false start. So it'll be 1st and 15. So it seems to be the story of this game so far. You take a step forward and then have to take 3 steps back. So 1st and 15, ball now marked at the 42-yard line. We'll see if those little bubble screens are eventually setting up for something a little deeper down the field. Takau back to pass, throws the screen, it is caught. Good blocking and tripped himself. Tanner Webster had a whole lot of space in front of him, and if he keeps his footing, we might have our first score of the game, and Tanner Webster's got to be kicking himself a little bit there as he just tripped over his own feet. So 2nd and 9. That's the problem with screenplays too. They take so long to develop that you oftentimes can't get a lot of yardage after you get things moving. And another false start for the Flyers. So the 6-yard gain on the screenplay is now negated, is now at 2nd and 14. Penalties playing a pretty significant role here in the first half. Takau rolls right, throws, pass is caught and taken out of bounds at the 39. So Batchelor hauls it in and picks up about 7 yards. So 3rd and 7 to go now from the 34-yard line. Dixie starting to loosen things up a little bit and finding a few little holes here and there in that Thunder defense. Eamon Takau back to pass, looking downfield, looking deep, flushed out of the pocket. He's got pressure and he fumbles, and it is recovered by the Thunder. Wow, wow, wow. So Dixie finally seemed like they were making a little bit of progress, and the Thunder come up big with the turnover, and they will take over from their own 40-yard line. So 1st and 10 for the Thunder. So 2 men in the backfield, along with Walmsley. Quarterback keeper up the gut, got a little bit of space and a nice carry, picks up about 6 yards. So it'll be 2nd and 4. Again, glad to be with you here on a chilly Salt Lake City morning. First of 3 games here at Rice-Eccles Stadium today. Following this will be the Jordan Beat Diggers taking on the Brighton Bengals. And Bingham will take on Lone Peak in the nightcap. Another quarterback keeper. Across the 50, picks up the first down all the way down to the 42-yard line. So Desert Hills keeping things simple on the keepers and moving the chains. And that, at this point, I think is the most important thing. I think if you're Desert Hills, even if you're not able to put points on the board in this drive, if you run a little clock, get a little bit of momentum going with your offense, you can play the field position game, but certainly at this point, you'd like to get some points. So 1st and 10. High snap. Another quarterback keeper and a flag thrown out on the perimeter. Let's see if there was movement before the snap. Seemed like the flag was thrown right as the snap was made. And it is. It's an illegal formation, so only 6 men on the line. So that'll move him back 5 yards. Second and 15. And I know I've said it several times in this first half, but it just seems like every time something positive happens, there's either a penalty or a turnover or a mental error, some kind of miscue that slows down either offense. And now a timeout taken by Desert Hills. That's their first one. So we'll take a quick break and be right back with you from Rice-Eccles Stadium.
Team D Auto Sales has great deals. That'll move the chains. Team D Auto Sales has a great selection. That'll move the chains. Team D Auto Sales has great prices. That will definitely move the chains. Hey, you always don't have to say that'll move the chains.
But I have ADD.
Huh?
Advanced deal disorder.
Well, no matter what disorder you have, we have a guaranteed finance program with the right car and the right price.
That'll definitely move the chains into the red zone.
Now you're getting it. Team D Auto Sales, 488 East St. George Boulevard, across from Cafe Rio.
Yeah!
Today's game brought to you by Brad Haar and Associates. If you've been hurt or injured or in any kind of accident, don't go far. Call Brad Haar, 688-1919, or go to their website, bradhaar.com.
.802 left here in the first half of play. Still no score from Rice-Eccles Stadium. Each team has now used a timeout apiece. We'll see if that comes into play as we wind down later into the end of this half. Throw deep by Walmsley. He's got a man and just off of the outstretched fingertips. It was a very good pass. It was Hoganson that was the intended receiver. Just off of his fingertips, and I think Hoganson just adjusted a little bit late to that pass, but I thought it was a pretty good throw. So that makes it 3rd down and 15. Out of the gun, handoff, some room up the middle, and Sewell getting back up to the original line of scrimmage. So it'll now be 4th down and 10. And we'll see now that they're inside Flyer territory. It looks like they might be going for it. So clearly that last play setting up a 4-down situation here. Or excuse me, I think they had it wrong on the scoreboard. So now it's 4th down. So gain of about 7. So it'll be 4th down and 3. I apologize for the error on the down. You had the yardsticks and the scoreboard saying two different things. So, and coming out of the timeout, I got disoriented, so I apologize. So big fourth down play here from the 35-yard line. Out of the gun, keeper by Walmsley, and it's going to be close, but I think he's about a half a yard shy of the first down. And he is indeed marked shy, so it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Flyers. Today's trivia question, will anyone score? But it's been interesting to watch these two teams kind of feel things out, shake off the nerves, deal with this cold weather that certainly those of us who are spoiled down in St. George are accustomed to. I think it's about 65 and sunny down there right now. Snap. Kept by Takao, and he is buried in the backfield. Great defensive play. So it'll be 2nd and 14 after the loss on the play. So Dixie back to the 29-yard line. 4 receivers on the field. 1 man in the backfield with Ammon Takao. Ammon back to pass, looking over the middle. He's got a ton of room on the keeper. Makes a nice move, stays on his feet across the 40. And a terrific run is going to make it 3rd and just a yard. So a huge play for the Flyers, and we've got a Thunder player down on the field. So we're going to take a quick injury timeout here and be right back with you.
Hi, this is Eric Schmutz, President of State Bank of Southern Utah. Thanks for making State Bank the #1 choice for business lending. Last year, we financed twice as many SBA loans in Southern Utah than any other bank. Since 1957, our focus has only been Southern Utah, and during those 56 years, we've seen the economy go up and down a few times. One of the reasons our customers are so loyal is because we've helped them through the good times and the bad. Our award-winning lenders are ready to meet your needs, whether it's $1,500 or $15 million. Our lenders all live and work in Southern Utah, so when you sit down with our loan officers, you won't have to explain our local economy, because just like you, we live it. And doing business with the Hometown Bank helps grow our economy and makes things better for all of us. I invite you to discover the State Bank difference. If we can help with any financial need, please call or visit any of our 13 offices.
In Washington County, call 652-7000, and in Iron County, call 865-2300. State Bank of Southern Utah, member FDIC.
So after the injury timeout, 3rd and 1 for the Flyers. Ammon Takao out of the gun. Fakes it to Joseph Takao. Pass is caught out in the flat. Tons of room across the 40, the 30. A flag goes down. And you got to wonder if there was an illegal block in the midst of, it was a clean catch, and we'll see if it still winds up being a first down, and if it's 10 yards from the spot, if it is in fact an illegal block. The officials come together to communicate. So a sideline warning against Desert Hills. You don't often get a sideline warning in the middle of a play, but I wonder if one of the coaches might have stepped out on the field a little bit, yelling some instruction. So it'll be 1st and 10 on a big 3rd down play by the Flyers. Moving out to the 27-yard line, where it's now 1st and 10. And Dixie is on the move with 5:26 left here in the first half. Ammon Takao sending a man in motion. Out of the gun. Looks downfield. He's hit as he throws. Pass is complete and out of bounds at the 20-yard line. So Aiken with the reception. And it'll be 2nd and 7. Or excuse me, 2nd and 3. They picked up 7. So Desert Hills takes a timeout. So they only have 1 left this half. So we want to say thank you to Stevens Henniger Business College. New to Southern Utah, but certainly not new to our state. They've always been a rock-solid educator, able to bring you your business degrees, any form of higher education that you're interested in. You definitely want to check them out. Give them a call, 868-3289. That's Stevens Henniger College, excuse me. Proud to sponsor this game. Also want to say thank you to Dr. Robert Prince, great orthodontist on 754 South Main Street in St. George. You can go in and talk to him. He'll give you a free consultation, give you all the tips you need to know about how to keep your smile straight and white. Dr. Robert Prince, 673-1171 in St. George. So appreciate all of our terrific sponsors bringing you our football games today, or I should say our football game. The 2 5A games will be coming up after this. Takao back to pass and just held on to the ball too long. You can't hold on to the ball all day. You got to have that clock ticking in your head and get rid of the ball. He was fortunate to evade an initial defender, but it eventually caught up to him, and he's brought down for a big loss, and that'll make it 3rd and 8. So a loss of 5 on the sack. So a 5-receiver set here on 3rd down. Ball at the 25-yard line. Dixie definitely in staring at the face of that end zone, and they want to get some points on the board here. Another screen set up. Pass is caught and brought down basically at the line of scrimmage. So nothing doing. It'll be 4th and 8, and I would think based on how the earlier field goal attempt went, I would think the Flyers probably going to go for it here on 4th and 8. I think the idea with the screen pass there was to pick up a few extra yards and hopefully you get a first down. If not, you make it 4th and more manageable than this, but 4th and 8 nonetheless. 5-receiver set. Ammon Takao back to pass. Looking right side, throws towards the end zone, and incomplete. So a little bit too tall for his intended receiver, and Desert Hills will take over on downs. Hildebrandt was the intended receiver. So 1st and 10 for the Thunder. 3:55 remaining here in the first half. Snap, handoff. Picking up a couple. Bridger Cowden, the ball carrier. So 2nd and 9. Again, the winner of this game will play the Pineview Panthers, who won in spectacular fashion in overtime yesterday. Handoff. No, faked me out was Walmsley on the keeper. Picks up 4, so it'll be 3rd and 5. Walmsley, very good on those keepers. He's not had one where you think he's going to break it, but every time he keeps it, he seems to get good chunks of yardage, 3, 4, 5, 6 yards at a pop. So on 3rd down, under 3 minutes left. Thunder out of the gun. 2 receivers set on either side, 1 man in the backfield. Walmsley back to pass. Pressure getting to him. He evades the pressure, surges forward, and interesting spot here. It looks like initially they've spotted him about a half a yard shy of the first down. So it will be 4th down. So 4th and 1, and looks like the Thunder are going to be forced to punt. Dixie does have 2 timeouts left. Looks like they're going to save them until they get the ball back. Desert Hills will be content to let the clock wind as much as they can before getting this ball snapped, as we're at 2 minutes and counting here in the first half. High snap, punt is up, hits at the 30, and dies at about the 28. So it'll be 1st and 10. So have you ever asked yourself, or heard one of your kids say, "Oh, I really am looking forward to getting into debt for college"? Well, I haven't either. The great thing about USU Eastern is you won't have to get into debt. They have the lowest tuition in the state of Utah, plus you get a Utah State degree. So USU definitely the place you want to look into for further education after high school. Thank you to USU Eastern. So 1st and 10. Takao back to pass, looking deep. He's got plenty of time, but still holds it too long and brought down for a huge loss. Boy, Ammon Takao really just kind of looking to force something to happen, and sometimes you just got to learn to throw the ball away and learn to fight another down. Desert Hills is getting terrific pressure by and large, but on that play, Takao had plenty of time. And like I say, you know, once you've had, 3, 4, 5 seconds go by, you've got to get rid of it. Pass in the flat to Batchelor, looking to make something happen. Out in the flat, flag thrown, and I think we're going to have an illegal block. So we'll see what the call is and see if Desert Hills chooses to take this. So they're going to mark it from the 20, between the 21 and 22. It is an illegal block in the back. So it is marched down to the 11-yard line. And this has been one of the stories of this Dixie team here. A lot of penalties in this first half. I'm going to try and sneak up and get some stats at the half. But with 57 seconds left, 2nd and 27, Takao on the keeper, not going to have a whole lot there. He's going to pick up a couple. This will be 3rd and about 25. If you're Dixie, I think at this point, you just try to run some clock here. 35 seconds and counting. Dixie with 2 timeouts, the Thunder with 1, but neither side looking anxious to use them. But this deep in their own territory, I would have thought Desert Hills might have tried to force it. And now snuffed out in the backfield. And we get a timeout now, I believe. So Desert Hills does in fact use their final timeout. So a shout out for all you parents looking to find a way to pick up some groceries, but your kids are driving you nuts, or you're running them back and forth to places. Maybe you're feeling sick. You don't have a way to get the food you need in the fridge. Well, give Supermarket Cheeks a phone call. Give them a call at 435-668-9707. Get 50% off of your first delivery. You can also Google Supermarket Cheeks. You can see the web address there on your screen. It's a little long. I don't know if If I say it, I don't know that you'll remember it. So note it there or Google it or give Jeff a call today at 668-9707 down in the greater St. George area. Supermarket Cheeks can help you out, and we appreciate their help out with us here up at Rice-Eccles Stadium. 15 seconds left, and the Flyers have to punt. 4th and 25, and they'll be punting from their own goal line. We'll see if Desert Hills tries to put some extra pressure on, or if they'll just try to set up for the return and hope to get maybe one heave-ho into the end zone out of this. Snap is high, and kind of a low punt, taken at the 48. Evades one tackler at the 40. Inside the 35, trying to make something happen with 2 seconds left. He could go all the way, and at the pylon, touchdown, Thunder! Unbelievable return for the touchdown. What a way to end the first half. We will have the extra point as well, but wow. What a play. Braden Reber easily with the play of the game thus far. So we'll have the extra point, and that's going to round things out here in the first half of play. High snap, placement is good, and the kick is through. So of all the ways to end the first half, I think some will perhaps wonder why that was not squibbed or kicked out of bounds or who knows what, but a great return by Reber and making it a 7-0 halftime game for the Desert Hills Thunder. It's been been an interesting first half. We'll see if maybe that score changes some perspectives in the locker room, and I'm sure we will see some adjustments made as both of these teams know each other pretty well. We're going to go ahead and take our halftime break here. I'll come back in a little bit with some statistics and talk a little bit about what we've seen here in the first half. Again, 7-0 on the last play of the half. A 48-yard punt return for a touchdown for Desert Hills. Thanks for tuning in with us. We will be back shortly and appreciate you logging in to our broadcast.
Team D Auto Sales has great deals.
That'll move the chains.
Team D Auto Sales has a great selection.
That'll move the chains.
Team D Auto Sales has great prices.
That will definitely move the chains.
Hey, you always don't have to say that'll move the chains.
But I have ADD.
Huh?
Advanced deal disorder.
Well, no matter what disorder you have, we have a guaranteed finance program with the right car and the right price.
That'll definitely move the chains into the red zone.
Now you're getting it. Team D Auto Sales, 488 East St. George Boulevard, across from Cafe Rio.
Yeah!
The holidays will soon be upon us. With all the stress that comes, why would you want to add to the stress of doing your own payroll, bookkeeping, or even year-end tax planning? Come to the accounting firm of Hinton Burdick CPAs and Advisors and let them help you. Hinton Burdick CPAs and Advisors offices are conveniently located in St. George, Cedar City, Mesquite, Richfield, Hurricane, and Flagstaff. Even though Hinton Burdick has over 100 professionals, including 47 CPAs on staff, they are dedicated to giving you the individual care you expect and deserve. If you need a job done right away, they have the staff to make it happen. The CPAs at Hinton Burdick understand all aspects of tax law and are devoted to giving you superior service. Hinton Burdick also provides the added benefit of local owners who are available year-round. Let Hinton Burdick serve your payroll, bookkeeping, and tax needs to allow you to focus on what you do best.
Hi, this is Eric Schmutz, President of State Bank of Southern Utah. Thanks for making State Bank the #1 choice for business lending. Last year, we financed twice as many SBA loans in Southern Utah than any other bank. Since 1957, our focus has only been Southern Utah, and during those 56 years, we've seen the economy go up and down a few times. One of the reasons our customers are so loyal is because we've helped them through the good times and the bad. Our award-winning lenders are ready to meet your needs, whether it's $1,500 or $15 million. Our lenders all live and work in southern Utah, so when you sit down with our loan officers, you won't have to explain our local economy, because just like you, we live it. And doing business with the Hometown Bank helps grow our economy and makes things better for all of us. I invite you to discover the State Bank difference. If we can help with any financial need, please call or visit any of our 13 offices.
In Washington County, call 652-7000, and in Iron County, call 865-2300. State Bank of Southern Utah, member FDIC.
Today's game brought to you by Brad Har and Associates. If you've been hurt or injured or in any kind of accident, don't go far. Call Brad Har, 688-1919, or go to their website, bradhar.com.
Thank you for being with us for what is now this afternoon's football game between Dixie and Desert Hills. An interesting first half, albeit a obviously low-scoring one. We didn't actually get our score until the last play of the half as Dixie punted from basically their own end zone, and Braden Reber for Desert Hills took the punt at the 48 and took it back, made a great adjustment as he ran to the right, and then saw the wedge kind of develop and broke back to the left and was able to take it all the way back, diving into the end zone, got the pylon for the score, and that made it our 7-0 ball game in the first half. Not a lot of scoring, and frankly not a lot of real impressive statistics either. I'll kind of run down some of what we saw in the first half. From a rushing standpoint, decent for Desert Hills, I guess you'd say. The leading rusher was Nick Wormsley with 11 carries for 33 yards. Bridger Cowden, 6 carries for 20 yards. For Dixie, absolutely nothing virtually with the sacks when you factor the rushing yards in. Dixie has negative 27 yards rushing in the first half, so not anything too tremendous there. From the passing standpoint, kind of the opposite story. Desert Hills, it's Wormsley 1 of 2 for -3 yards. Ammon Takau 9 of 13 for 87 yards. Did some decent things in the passing game. Andy Appel, the leading receiver, with 3 catches for 38 yards. Jaden Harrison with a 23-yard reception. Also, to kind of lead the way, Drew Batchelor has been very quiet in the first half. He's kind of the numero uno weapon, you might say, for the Flyers, and he's been held in check. Give Desert Hills defense a lot of credit. They've had him well covered. And Dixie, I think at this standpoint, you might say they might need to find some different ways to get Drew Batchelor the ball. When you've got a game breaker like that with his kind of speed and his ability to run in the open field, you need to give him opportunities. So whether that's more of those little bubble screens or even a few carries. I know they faked the reverse to him a couple of times, so maybe they're setting that up for him to actually carry the ball at some point in the second half. But anxious certainly to see what kind of adjustments are made from what was obviously a struggle in the first half. Desert Hills, not only with the momentum of scoring right before the half ended, they will also get the ball to start the second half. So we'll see if they're able to continue with that momentum and capitalize offensively here. 7-0 Thunder. And I guess the story of the first half really has to be special teams between penalties and a couple of fumbles. And then eventually the punt return for the touchdown. You'd have to say that's kind of the story of the first half, as neither offense has really set the world on fire here. The end of that half actually reminds me of one of the Hurricane Juan Diego games from a few years ago where Hurricane decided to kick the ball off after scoring right before the end of the half and decided to kick it deep, and Juan Diego took it back for a touchdown, and that wound up being the difference in the first of those 3 Hurricane Juan Diego matchups from a few years ago. But I actually heard some of the Dixie coaching staff up top saying, why didn't we kick it out of bounds? Why didn't we pin him into the corner? Kicking it into the middle of the field, not really what they wanted to do. So 1st and 10 for the Thunder as we get underway here in the third quarter. The Thunder with the lead, as we mentioned. Pistol formation, kind of running into him. Wormsley, ball goes out of his hands. Is it a fumble? Do they say it's a fumble or an incomplete pass? They're saying it's a fumble! Oh my goodness, Dixie with a huge break. Wow, so it goes from the start of the half, and now the officials are talking. We'll see if they change their mind. Otherwise, it's 1st and goal from the 6-yard line for the Flyers. See 4 officials kind of down there conversing. His arm was back. He was definitely prepared to throw it. The question is, was his arm in motion when the ball came out? If they say that his arm was moving forward, then that's going to be an incomplete pass. If they say he was not moving it yet, which I think I would tend to think, based on what I saw, that he had not begun the motion forward, then that would lead to it being a fumble. So a huge difference in the ball game being decided right here. And it is Flyer ball, 1st and goal from the 6. What a break for Dixie. So they will have it 1st and goal at the 6-yard line. Spread formation with 2 receivers to either side. Joseph Takau in the backfield with his brother Ammon. Joseph hasn't had many carries in that first half. And he takes it on the first carry here. Gets about a yard. So it'll be 2nd and goal. Desert Hills not getting a lot of room in that, given a lot of room in the middle of that line there. But Ammon's had a couple of keepers, but definitely the run there for Joseph sets up other things. Now in motion, handoff right side. No, it's the keeper up the middle. Ammon Takau faked me out. Touchdown Flyers. So a huge momentum shift here. Coming out of the half as the Flyers put 6 on the board. Ammon Takau with a 5-yard run. So Miles Barker on to attempt the extra point and tie this bad boy up. Snap, placement, and kick, all good. And the Flyers tie things up 7-7. I want to say thank you to Dr. Robert Prince, a fantastic orthodontist in St. George. In fact, he's located on South Main Street at 754 Suite 2. Give him a phone call at 673-1171. Do yourself a favor, set up a consultation. He'll give you some great advice on how to get that smile of yours straight and white and as perfect as you could possibly want to make it. Dr. Robert Prince, 673-1171. We appreciate their office giving us this great support and the ability to bring you today's football game. So Dixie kicks off. It's taken at about the 4-yard line. Now they set up the little reverse at the 15, the 20, one man to beat and knocked out of bounds. Now they say he stepped out at the 32. He ran out at the 38, but they're going to say he stepped out at the 32. So Desert Hills will try to regroup after a terrible play there with a fumble leading to 6 points for the Flyers, the easiest drive the Flyers have had all game, making it a tie football game. 1st and 10 for the Thunder. Handoff and a decent run by the fullback. Sewell with the carry, getting up to the 38. So it'll be 2nd and we'll call it 5. Out near the 38-yard line. So we're just underway here in the 3rd quarter from Rice-Eccles Stadium. Happy to be with you from the home of the Utes. Sewell once again looks like he might be just shy. I think we might have a Third, and the officials are conferring. I think they might call for a measurement here. And it looks like that is exactly what they're going to do. They're going to bring the sticks out. Looks pretty close. If they didn't get it, it's a very makeable third down here. Boy, about as close as you could be. It looks like it's third and... We're going to put up it's third and inches, but it may be third and an inch. That's not an option, so... So third and inches for the Thunder. Ball at the 42-yard line, or just shy of it. 42 is actually the first down marker. Out of the gun, Walmsley hands off, and it's an easy first down. So first and 10 for the Thunder as they take the ball up to the 45-yard line. So once again from the spread, one receiver on either side, two men in the backfield, and it's a keeper by Walmsley. Gets about a yard. So it'll be 2nd and 9. Nice to be up here in Salt Lake. See, we can kind of see from where we're sitting the new football facilities. Looks very, very nice. Good recruiting tool for the Utes. Hand off to Sewell once again, and he'll pick up about 3. So it'll be 3rd and 6. Just shy of midfield, about a yard and a half shy of midfield is the Thunder. And definitely, I'm sure they're interested in picking up this first down. That's certainly going to keep the Flyers off the field. And if you're Desert Hills, you got to be nervous of playing the momentum game. You don't want to give them more of it, as they already are. You can hear their crowd kind of loud. Pressure in the backfield. Walmsley hit as he throws, and it falls to the turf incomplete. Walmsley slow to get up as he was just decked in the backfield. Tanner Webster laying the lick there on Walmsley. So Walmsley will have to punt. Here on 4th down, Batchelor back to receive a punt. Batchelor's first punt return attempt. If you missed that, he fumbled it and was kind of bailed out as there was a false start called on Desert Hills, negated what would have been a nice opportunity for Desert Hills to capitalize on a turnover. But Batchelor was bailed out, and Drew has been quiet ever since. So punt sails down to the 17, bounces there. Little bit of a roll down to about the 11. So Dixie will start deep in their own territory. Good place to make your own territory would be Stevens-Henniger College. Give them a call at 868-3289. They're a new source for higher education in southern Utah, and they've been across the state for a very long time, as you can see, since 1891. So Stevens-Henniger College, give them a call and find out your options for higher education. Snap taken. Joseph Takau, the ball carrier, picks up about a yard. So it'll be 2nd and 9. Again, if you're just joining us after halftime, Desert Hills scored on a punt return right before the half, and then they got the ball back as Ammon Takau, the ball carrier, squeezes ahead across the 15 near the 16-yard line, where it'll be third down and about 5. But on the first possession for Desert Hills to start this half, from their own 20, Wormsley was hit and fumbled, and Dixie recovered it at the 6-yard line, and 2 plays later, Ammon Takau took it in from 5 yards out. And then followed by the extra point, tied this ball game up. So now a timeout called by the Flyers. Dixie's first here early on. So we'll take a quick timeout ourselves and be right back from Rice Eccles.
Team D Auto Sales has great deals. That'll move the chains. Team D Auto Sales has a great selection.
That'll move the chains.
Team D Auto Sales has great prices.
That will definitely move the chains.
Hey, you always don't have to say that'll move the chains.
But I have ADD.
Huh?
Advanced deal disorder.
Well, no matter what disorder you have, we have a guaranteed finance program with the right car and the right price.
That'll definitely move the chains into the red zone.
Now you're getting it. Team D Auto Sales, 488 East St. George Boulevard, across from Cafe Rio.
Yeah!
Today's game brought to you by Brad Har and Associates. If you've been hurt or injured or in any kind of accident, don't go far. Call Brad Har, 688-1919, or go to their website, bradhar.com.
So 7:08 left here in the third quarter following the Dixie timeout as they get set here on third down. Obviously wanting to talk about what they're going to do here. And definitely wanting to keep the momentum going as they capitalized with the score on their last possession. Pass complete to Hildebrandt, and we'll see where the spot is. He went down right at about where the marker is. And I think they might call for a measurement. I haven't seen a signal either way. And with 3 or 4 refs standing around, yeah, they are going to bring the chains out and measure. Very close. No signal yet. One link in the chain. And you got to wonder, when it's that close, are you tempted to go for it? Even though you're this far into your own end. You can see Drew Batchelor trying to pump his teammates up as they are definitely going to go for it from their own 21-yard line. Risky, but with just one link in the chain to go, Desert Hills, they're going to get a flag as the defensive end on the far side jumped. They do say it's encroachment. Wow, that is a huge break for the Flyers, and I'm sure realistically that is the ideal scenario that they wanted to have transpire. So a huge risk pays off, and now the Flyers have it 1st and 10 from their own 26-yard line. Fake to Batchelor to Cow, keeps it, and might have got a half a yard. Still close enough that we'll call it 2nd and 10 as we near the halfway mark of quarter number 3. And as I sit up here with my producer Aaron, we look at each other and realize it doesn't seem to be getting any warmer. Yes. We get spoiled down in St. George with saying, you know, it's got to be winter somewhere. Well, we found it. So Takau with the play action, throws the bubble screen complete, and it'll be taken out to about the 30-yard line. So Appel gets about 4 yards, so it'll be 3rd and 6. Appel caught a few of those little bubble screens in the first half, and while they haven't gotten them a ton of yards, I think they're basically utilizing that as their running game, as they haven't had a lot of space up the middle. So on 3rd and 6, back to pass. Ammon Takal looking deep, throwing deep. Got a man adjusting, and the ball falls incomplete. Batchelor might have had a step, and he made a great effort to try to haul that catch in, but unable to seal the deal. And it'll be 4th down. And now the Flyers are definitely going to punt on 4th and 6 here. So they did run a little clock. 5:12 remaining here, but they have to punt nonetheless. So we'll see if Reber can replay the magic of his punt return for a touchdown in the first half. Great punt as it bounces inside the 20. Touched, a couple of nice moves, and brought down at the 19. So Hoganson wound up returning it up to the 19, so it'll be 1st and 10 for the Thunder. Fairly deep in their own territory. 4:58 left here in the 3rd. 7-7 ball game, not anything near like what we saw yesterday. A 48-42 shootout that Pineview came out on top of, and it makes you wonder what the mindset will be between the winner of this game and the winner of that one. So Desert Hills now takes a timeout, gives us an opportunity to say thank you to a couple of fantastic sponsors. Supermarket Cheeks, making grocery acquisition ideal. Yes, Jeff, the owner of Supermarket Cheeks, will deliver your groceries and do the shopping for you. Just give him a call at 435-668-9707 or visit supermarketcheeks.vpweb.com and get 50% off your first order. So a great way to start out your experience with Supermarket Cheeks. And also USU Eastern. Go to usueastern.edu, find out how to apply, and find out why they are the lowest tuition cost in Utah, but more bang for your buck, as they are in the top 3 schools in the nation for their success rate. Get a hold of USU Eastern. Great campus and great opportunity to further your education. Out of the gun, handoff, nothing doing. Maybe a half a yard on the carry.
The ball carrier is number 27, Gabriel Sue. Tackled by Shan Bolsover, number 21. 2nd down, 9 yards to go, the 20-yard line.
So 2nd down for the Thunder. 4:30 and counting. Out of the gun once again, taking the snap, handoff, left-hand side. It's Cowden, and he loses a couple of yards. So they mark it down at near the 17-yard line. So it'll be 3rd and about 11, maybe 12. We're going to call it a long 11. But nonetheless, a formidable down and distance for Desert Hills. As I mentioned earlier, they love to keep the ball on the ground. The running game and playing good defense is kind of their MO, and the screen pass is read beautifully and immediately snuffed out by Dixie. So after a blown-up screenplay, a blown-up series there for Desert Hills, and it's 4th down. So Batchelor with another crack at punt. He hasn't really touched it since that fumble. They've kind of been wobbly punts that have bounced, and he hasn't really had a clean look at him. This one very high, calls the fair catch, and catches it at the 49. So they will start in Desert Hills territory. So a great opportunity here for Dixie to start things off with a touchdown. Well, I shouldn't say with a touchdown, but with an opportunity to score as I get way ahead of myself. Thank you very much. So Takao out of the gun, 3 men wide to the right, 2 wide to the left. Takes the snap, looks, pump fakes, and he is sacked. 4th sack for Desert Hills, and boy, the Dixie offensive line has certainly struggled today. Even when he hasn't been sacked, Ammon Takao has faced a lot of pressure in this ball game. 2nd and 16. I think part of the problem too is that Dixie's offense has gotten a little bit predictable, and Desert Hills has done a beautiful job reading and seemingly knowing what plays they were going to run before they even ran them. So Takao looking left, now looks to the right, runs to the right, pump fakes, tucks it. He's got a lot of space inside the 40. Hit and taken down at the 31-yard line, but not before a big first down, and that's going to certainly help the rushing statistics for Dixie as they pick up a first down to the 31-yard line. So Joseph Takao in the backfield with his brother. Snap, and on the run option, it is kept up the middle. That is not Joseph Takao, actually. It's Tanner Webster taking it up to the 20, and another first down.
It is a first down for the Flyers at the 20-yard line.
So under a minute and a half left here in the third quarter. Tied at 7, but Dixie is on the march. Out of the gun. Hand off to Webster. Gets about a yard, maybe a yard and a half on the carry.
Tackled by number 77, Brock Dillon. And number 54, R.J. Barneski.
And I'm sure there's nothing Dixie would love more with a minute left here than to head into the fourth quarter with a lead. And they're certainly facing that opportunity now in the red zone. Their offense has struggled quite a bit throughout this game, but they are putting a few things together here in the second half. Handoff to Batchelor, left-hand side, cuts inside, taken down at the 12-yard line. So it'll be 3rd and about 3.
Tackled by number 23, Wilkinson of the Thunder. 3rd down, 2 yards to go. At the 12-yard line.
So at the 12, this will most likely be the last play of the third quarter. Here's the snap. Takao hands it off. Into the flat. Turning the corner. Touchdown Flyers! Connor Aiken with the touchdown over the right-hand side. And Dixie takes their first lead of the football game, pending the extra point here. And not a lot of people traveling up from St. George, but the ones who have made it are making a lot of noise on that Dixie sideline. Placement and kick are good. So 14-7, the Dixie Flyers take the lead in what has certainly been a lot more exciting quarter of football for the Dixie fans, who are seeing a little bit more of the team they're used to seeing all year, a team who could had a lot of talent and could put a lot of points on the board, but just haven't done so here in this football game. They got off to a slow start against Cedar as well, but we're able to turn things on in the second half, and I guess you could say they're looking like a team of adjustments here the last couple of weeks. Although in fairness, that first touchdown they got, pretty easy pickings as they started it from the Desert Hills 6-yard line. Nonetheless, they have the lead, and what happens on the scoreboard is ultimately always the most important aspect of the game. So Dixie will kick it off. 7 seconds left here in the third quarter. So here's the kick. It'll be taken at the 9-yard line. They fake the reverse this time. Out across the 20. One man to beat. He's past him to the 50, the 40. You're kidding me! Desert Hills with a touchdown! Unbelievable! Second special teams touchdown of the game for the Thunder. No flags. And if you're Dixie, you gotta be wondering, what do we gotta do when we kick the ball? Well, I think the answer is maybe squib it a bit more. And if you're Coach Monkers for the Flyers, that's gotta drive you nuts. So big extra point here to tie things up and send us to the fourth quarter. That is the second last play of a quarter with a touchdown on a kick return that we've seen from the Thunder. Kick is up, and it is good. So that rounds things out. Desert Hills ties things up as we head to the fourth quarter. Here from Rice-Eccles Stadium, stay with us for an exciting finish.
Hi, this is Eric Schmutz, President of State Bank of Southern Utah. Thanks for making State Bank the #1 choice for business lending. Last year, we financed twice as many SBA loans in Southern Utah than any other bank. Since 1957, our focus has only been Southern Utah, and during those 56 years, we've seen the economy go up and down a few times. One of the reasons our customers are so loyal is because we've helped them through the good times and the bad. Our award-winning lenders are ready to meet your needs, whether it's $1,500 or $15 million. Our lenders all live and work in Southern Utah, so when you sit down with our loan officers, you won't have to explain our local economy, because just like you, we live it. And doing business with the Hometown Bank helps grow our economy and makes things better for all of us. I invite you to discover the State Bank difference. If we can help with any financial need, please call or visit any of our 13 offices.
In Washington County, call 652-7000, and in Iron County, call 865-2300. State Bank of Southern Utah, member FDIC.
We get set for the fourth quarter now as Desert Hills starts the quarter off by kicking it deep to Dixie, taking it the 9. Nice move, staying up at the 20, across the 25, and out of bounds at about the 26-yard line. Connor Aiken on the return. Of course, Connor scored the Dixie touchdown, which this then led to the kickoff that Desert Hills took back for the touchdown. So we're tied up. Wormsley, the leading rusher in this game for Desert Hills, with 34 yards. And Ammon Takau has gone from -28 at the half to now he has 13 yards. And of course that big rushing touchdown. Does have 96 yards passing, however, so the stat line certainly isn't blowing up in this game, but the one thing that is blowing up for Desert Hills, you have to say, and you have to give them credit, it's been their special teams. And so oftentimes we pay a ton of attention to the offense and defenses of both sides and don't give enough credibility to what happens on special teams. Hand off to Batchelor over the left-hand side, breaks a tackle, cuts back inside, and he's going to pick up a first down for the Flyers. So they're going to mark him out at the 36-yard line. But as I said, moves the chains for a first down. Ammon Takau in the gun. Handoff, this time on the right-hand side. It's Harrison. Goes out of bounds at the 39, so he'll pick up about 3. So 2nd and 7 after the Jaden Harrison pickup. Here from chilly Rice-Eccles Stadium. Fortunately for the players, the rain-snow mix that was falling before the game has not come into play during it. But nonetheless, you got to think that field is still a little bit slick and a little bit wet. Ammon Takau back to pass. Hit as he went to throw it. Very nearly a fumble, but huge sack nonetheless for Desert Hills as it's taken all the way back to the 30-yard line. So it'll be 3rd down and 16. And for Ammon Takau, that pressure has been something he's been faced with in the entirety of this game. Dixie's line not holding at quite the same rate that I've seen them hold at throughout this season. So give Desert Hills a lot of credit. Their defense, just a 3-man front, is really confusing the Flyers. And now, once again, they snuff them out and lose another 3 yards. So 4th down and 19. And now that, again, that momentum shift, it's been back and forth, and it's definitely on the side of Desert Hills. And that's got to kill you if you're Dixie. As I said, Coach Monkers had to go nuts after taking that momentum with a 14-7 lead on the touchdown, but then turning right around and allowing the kick return for the touchdown. And now we'll see if they let him return the punt here. And fumbled, picked up at the 25. Trying to find a little bit of space, reversing field, picking up some blocks at the 30, and out of bounds at about the 41-yard line. Braden Reber, who made all that noise returning the punt in the first half for a touchdown. Ran an awful long way. He probably ran about 50 yards to pick up about 15. So I'm sure he'll take a much-deserved break here. And Desert Hills will start from their own 42. 1st and 10 with 9:30 left. Here in regulation, that's something you got to keep in mind as well. Handoff left-hand side. Nice hole across the 50, across the 40. Taken down inside the 30 to about the 29-yard line. Bridger Cowden with his easily best run of the game. First down. From the 29-yard line, Desert Hills on the move after a big pickup by Bridger Cowden. Snap, handoff to Sewell, and he just lumbers forward up to the 20, still on his feet, carrying a bunch of Flyers with him. But great run nonetheless. Picks up 9. Well, now they move it, yeah, it is 9. So it'll be 2nd and 1 now from the 20-yard line. Out of the gun, snap taken, handoff, and met in the backfield. Cowden is taken down. Joseph Takau with a nice play there to move him back another yard, so it'll make it 3rd and 2. after a 1-yard loss. 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter of play. Tie ball game. High drama. Much like yesterday. A little different story, but still a dramatic fourth quarter underway here. Keeper by Wormsley. He's got a hole over the left-hand side, and he's going to pick up a first down just shy of the 15-yard line. And again, Wormsley kind of, not running the real, I guess you'd say the real sexy plays where he's picking up huge chunks of yardage, but picking up a handful with each carry, and he doesn't lose yardage when he runs. He's very efficient. So inside the red zone now. Wormsley with the keeper once again, very near the goal line, down to the 2. So he'll have it first and goal now. Momentum all Thunder now as they are staring the end zone down with only 11 Flyers to stop them from going about 1.5 yards now. Desert Hills bouncing back. You had to wonder what their mindset was after falling short by 20 to this Flyer team earlier this year. But they've played great, and they score a touchdown. Bridger Cowden puts 6 more on the board, and the Thunder retake the lead. We have an extra point to come, but Bridger Cowden, the leading rusher on this season for the Desert Hills Thunder, puts another touchdown on the board. Placement is good, kick is up, and it is good. So 21-14 is the score. The Desert Hills Thunder with the lead. I want to say thank you to a couple of good friends of ours, like USU Eastern, who are eliminating the problem of significant debt that we so often take on with furthering our education. You don't have to go into debt with USU Eastern. They have the lowest tuition in the state of Utah, and to top it off, you get a great degree from Utah State. USU Eastern is a place you definitely need to look into for your family. Give them a call at the number that you see on your screen, or visit usueastern.edu. Appreciate them helping us bring you this broadcast today. So the Thunder will kick things off, leading 21-14. Desert Hills hoping to pull out a victory here and make their second trip to the state championship game in 3 years. Nice return by Aiken. Takes it out to the 22-yard line, and so the Flyers will try to answer the Thunder score. The Thunder have now put up 14 consecutive points. And if Dixie isn't able to come back and seal the deal on this one, I think special teams is going to definitely be something that haunts them in this entire offseason. That's how 2 of these Desert Hills scores have come to pass. So 1st and 10, Ammontecow. And jumping were a couple of Desert Hills linemen. We'll see if they were encouraged. But no, they say it is encroachment. So it'll be 1st and 5 for the Flyers. Ball now moved up to the 27-yard line. 2 receivers set to either side. Ammontecow, very animated in his cadence now. Handoff, left-hand side. So Tanner Webster gets them a yard shy of a first down. So 2nd and 1. We haven't seen Joseph Takau in these last couple series now. I'm wondering if he's possibly hurt. Sweep, right-hand side, knocked out of bounds at the 35-yard line, but not before a first down is picked up by Jaden Harrison. So many weapons that this Dixie Flyer offense has. That's one of the challenges if you're on the defensive staff or a defensive player for Desert Hills is every guy on this Dixie offense keeps you honest, and you can't just key on any one given person. And they've showed that flexibility today, even with Drew Batchelor having a very quiet day. Pass in the flat to Harrison. So it'll make it 2nd and 11. Another 4-receiver set for the Flyers. Takau takes the snap, surveys, pump fake, throw, and it is picked off by Desert Hills. Telegraphed, and a flag thrown in, but I think that might have been a block in the back, so I think the turnover is going to stand. And my, oh my, Desert Hills, I think starting to smell what a lot of people down south had thought is for many people, they were kind of expected to be the team to win the region. They did not, losing to both Pineview and Dixie during the regular season, but big shift here as Desert Hills wanting to eliminate the defending champs. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 47-yard line of Dixie after a big interception thrown by Takau. 5:25 left. Clock is not the friend of Dixie at this point. Carry, but a couple of flags on the field. We'll see what the call is. Illegal formation called against Desert Hills. So that'll push them back 5 yards, make it 1st and 15. See many of the Brighton players kind of peering out of the locker room. See what's going on as they will take on the Brighton Bengals following this game here at Rice-Eccles Stadium. Wormsley on the keeper. Nothing doing. I think he pretty much got back to the line of scrimmage. So 2nd and 15. Clock ticking, and if you're Dixie, you want to be able to stop Desert Hills here on a 3-and-out and hopefully get the ball back with a decent enough amount of time to be able to put a drive together, as field position seems to be on the side of the Thunder. Handoff, sweep on the left-hand side, across the 50. Would have done well to stay in bounds, but Bridger Cowden runs out of bounds. So I'll make it 3rd down and 6. Big play here for both sides. If Desert Hills is able to pick up a 1st down, they're looking at Dixie starting to have to think about timeouts and how they play into this, not to mention Desert Hills getting that much closer to scoring on the Dixie end of the field, and now it looks like the Thunder will take a timeout. So we'll take a quick timeout as well here from Rice-Eccles Stadium. The holidays will soon be upon us. With all the stress that comes, why would you want to add to the stress of doing your own payroll, bookkeeping, or even year-end tax planning? Come to the accounting firm of Hinton Burdick CPAs and Advisors and let them help you. Hinton Burdick CPAs and Advisors offices are conveniently located in St. George, Cedar City, Mesquite, Richfield, Hurricane, and Flagstaff. Even though Hinton Burdick has over 100 professionals, including 47 CPAs on staff, they are dedicated to giving you the individual care you expect and deserve. If you need a job done right away, they have the staff to make it happen. The CPAs at Hinton Burdick understand all aspects of tax law and are devoted to giving you superior service. Hinton Burdick also provides the added benefit of local owners who are available year-round. So here's the carry by Wormsley, and he is snuffed out. 3rd and 6 goes to 4th and 8. So a big play by the Flyer defense, and hope remains in Dixie as the Thunder will look to punt. Dixie still with 2 timeouts left. They'll get the ball back, and with a lot of the weapons they have, they should have a decent amount of time to make something happen. And I'm sure if you're Dixie, you want Drew Batchelor to make something happen here on this punt. But and now another timeout for Desert Hills, and that is their last one, and that could really, really be costly. Tell you what's not costly. A 50% off your first delivery from Supermarket Cheeks. They do the shopping for you. If you're unable to get to the grocery store and pick some things up, they will do it for you. It's a novel concept and a great service. Give Jeff a call today at 435-668-9707, or you can check out the web address on your screen. That's Supermarket Cheeks, 50% off your first delivery. Give them a chance to make magic happen at your house. Appreciate them. .335 left. Thunder needing to punt. That timeout saved Dixie some time. End over end punt. It's going to stop, and Desert Hills will down it at about the 7-yard line. So Dixie's got a long way to go and just 3:26 left to do it in. The battle to face Pineview next Friday night at 6:30. I will be here along with Aaron, and I'll have my normal partner Mike Butler here too, I believe. We'll be bringing you that game. Big championship. Desert Hills trying to get to the state championship for the 2nd time in their 6-year history. Back to pass, thrown to Batchelor up at the 10, and they mark him down at the 11, so he picks up about 4. So it'll be 2nd and 6. 3 minutes and counting. Dixie not hurrying as much as you'd expect him to at this point. Really letting a lot of time come off. I'm really surprised at their lack of urgency here. Out of the gun, Takao throws, caught. Oh, Batchelor dropped it. He had a bunch of green grass in front of him, and he just got ahead of himself there. No good excuse for that one. Hit him right in the hands, and now a big 3rd down for Dixie. And now you can see things really getting tense as a lot of the Thunder faithful on their feet, as are the Dixie faithful. It's coming down to the wire here with 2:43 left. Ammon Takao surveys the defense. sends Tanner in motion. Rolling out, looking downfield, keeping it, tucks it and runs, got a first down, and he is hit by 3 Thunder players, knocked out of bounds at the 25-yard line, but not before Dixie picks up a first down. But again, they've still got a long way to go. They've still got a good 77 yards to pay dirt, and only little over 2.5 minutes left to do it in. Good coverage on the in the secondary by the Thunder, but Ammon Takao able to tuck it and pick up the first down. Batchelor goes in motion. Ammon Takao takes it, rolls to the left. He's hit as he throws. Pass is caught. Spun around and brought down after a gain of about 7. So 2nd and 3. Let's see if Dixie shows a little bit more urgency now. And now a Thunder player is injured. So while they sort out the injury situation here, we want to give our final thank yous here to a couple of our great sponsors. Dr. Robert Prince, fantastic orthodontist who specializes in making spectacular smiles, located at 754 South Main Street, Suite 2 in St. George. Give him an opportunity to take care of your mouth. Dr. Robert Prince, 673-1171. Make a consultation appointment today. So after the injury timeout, clock starts running, 2:10. They keep it on the ground, and again, the lack of urgency. I'm under 2 minutes left. You don't have much time to do all this in. It's now 3rd and 1. They're just hemorrhaging seconds here. I'm really quite surprised. Ammon Takao with the pitch. There's a huge hole, and picking up the first down. That'll stop the clock on the run. So first down up to the 47-yard line. Clock starts again. 1:15 and counting. Takao very casual there in that backfield. Looks deep downfield, thrown, and a great defensive play. Batchelor, the intended receiver, but well read by Hoganson to knock it down. 1 minute and 5 seconds left, and it is now 2nd and 10. Takao with an empty backfield, back to pass. Looking downfield, looking for a man. It is completed. It'll be a first down. Hildebrand on the catch. No, they're going to say he did not get the first down. So 3rd and inches is the call. Out of the gun, 35 seconds left. Takao looking downfield, pump fakes, keeps it, picks up the first down, taken down at the 41. Clock stops as they move the chains with 30 seconds left. Dixie's really got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to be ready to snap it, and now a timeout is called. Wow. So Dixie with 1 timeout left. Get things going here. Speaking of getting things going, you want to get your further education going, and that's where Stevens Henniger College comes into play. Since 1891, one of the leading forces in higher education in the state of Utah. Now they've got a St. George campus. Give them a call at 435-868-3289. Stevens Henniger College. Appreciate all they've done for many people across the state. My dad actually attended Stevens Henniger before moving on to the University of Utah. Where we are now with just 30 seconds remaining in regulation of our football game, and it is going to come down to the wire. You can feel the intensity, both fan bases on their feet, cheering, making a lot of noise for who made the drive up here. To Cal with the screen pass, it's tipped, and it falls incomplete. So Tanner Webster, the intended receiver. So now it'll be 2nd and 10, 26 seconds left, and 41 yards away from pay dirt. The safeties for Desert Hills playing back, well, they were both playing back deep, and now they've switched to just one playing over the top. To Cow, pressured in the backfield, and they take his head off. Wow. Huge loss. And now a timeout taken for Dixie, and that is it for timeouts for the Flyers. And this is where, as I said, that urgency that they lacked really rearing its ugly head here, as if they had put a little bit more anxiousness into their clock management, they would have had probably 2 or 3 more plays. So now with 19 seconds left, you're not only just 50 yards away from the touchdown, but you've got to pick up a first down here. 3rd and 19, a formidable formidable foe facing you with the clock. And wow, what can you say? This is definitely turned into a spectacular second half. Frankly, the first half a little dry with the 7-0 halftime lead on the Desert Hills punt return for the touchdown on the last play of the half. But it's been a pretty exciting second half here. And coming down to the wire here, 3rd and 19 for Dixie. So they need some big plays to not only score the touchdown, but pick up a first down if there's time to have that make a difference. They're out of timeouts now, too. To Cal looking deep down the field, throws it up. It's picked off by Desert Hills. And that should seal it for the Thunder. With no timeouts left, the Thunder should be able to take a knee and head back for next Friday night, where they will face their arch rivals, the Pineview Panthers, for the state championship. And if you're Dixie, you are heartbroken. The defending state champions will fall, and primarily, you don't want to take anything away from Desert Hills, because their defense has really been fantastic throughout this game. But it's really come down to the 2 special teams touchdowns that Desert Hills pulled off. Desert Hills takes the snap, takes a knee, and that is your ball game. The Desert Hills Thunder will play for the state title for the 2nd time in 3 years. And for a program that is only 6 years old, that is quite a legacy to make. 21-14. A great game by Desert Hills, and a lot of disappointment for the region champion Dixie Flyers. Yeah, not just the defending state champions, and now that has come to an end, but now the region champions who did not lose at all in the regular season. An 8-game winning streak is snapped as you see them at the on the U shaking hands. Again, Desert Hills, if you're not familiar with down south, just formed 6 years ago, and the school was formed from student bodies members from Dixie and Pineview. So interesting dynamics coming into the existence of the Thunder, and they pull out a huge victory here. 21-14, down to the wire, just like yesterday's game, and it certainly sets the table for what should be a great matchup next week. Pineview coming off a 48-42 overtime victory over Juan Diego, and now Desert Hills pulling it out at the end, 21-14. So Desert Hills and Pineview will face off. Again, a close battle between those two schools earlier this year. They played on the 27th of September, so it's been a while since their last meeting, and Pineview came out on top 16-10. So we'll see how it shakes out for next week. Really a lot of fun to be up here. Glad that you tuned in for our broadcast, and we look forward to bringing you the 3AA Championship next Friday. Stay tuned here on DesertNews.com, where you'll be able to watch the Jordan Beat Diggers take on the Brighton Bengals, followed by Lone Peak and Bingham. For our Scalooza crew bringing you this game, Aaron, thank you. I'm Travis Brunstead. We'll see you next week here at Rice Eccles.